What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Meditations. So, I think that if you are planning to vote in this current election in the United States, the presidential thing coming up in November, and if the decision that you make, if we're talking about the libtards and the conservatives, and if the decision that you make in terms of which one you're going to vote for is at all influenced by your stance on the thing I talked about in the last video, where they suck the little baby out and they chop it up and they throw it in the garbage, or infant, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, fetus, right? That's what it is. That's what they call it. But if you're letting that influence which way you vote, then I think you're misled. All right? And let me explain why. God damn it, I don't want to have to do this. So as you guys know, I don't really give a shit what you do with your little babies, right? You think that I care? You think you want to suck that fucking thing out and chop it to pieces? Why would I care? But in my last video, I did go on about why maybe the whole thing where it's tax funded, where you're kind of forcing other people to pay for that bullshit, maybe that's a problem. And aside from that, having that available and easily accessible, according to my hypothesis, is turning bitches into little hoe bags. All right? Which ultimately partakes in the descent of civilization. All right? So there's that to be considered as well. But that's beside the point. Check out that other video if you guys want to hear some stuff on that. So the reason why I think, I don't want to be mean here. The reason why I think you might be a fucking idiot if you vote in this election at all influenced by your stance on that thing where they suck the thing out and they cut it up and whatever the fuck they do with it, I don't know. If you're letting that influence the way you vote, I think you're misled. Here's why. With the way things are heading right now, with this whole, oh yeah, let's not have protected borders, let's just let them all come in, doesn't give a fuck who it is, like it's good to have a filter, you know what I mean? Like it's good to have folks from all over the place come in, but there has to be a filter, and it's good for them to come in legally, all right? And who the hell disagrees with that aside from these modern day folks? I mean, since the beginning of fucking time, that was a concept that no one questioned. You know what I mean? It's just we've been babied so much in this comfortable realm that we can kind of go through it dazed like, oh, yeah, that's not a good idea. Yeah, just let anybody in. They're not having any impact no matter where they come from, what they done. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't have to be registered as a citizen, social security number, none of that shit. They can just cause a net fiscal drain and just destroy the fuck out of our civilization. No problem. You know what I mean? And these fucking idiots. No, I'm not going to call them names, all right? Here's the thing. If you couple that with other things, these libtards and even the conservatives before them, they allowed for that trade deal like NAFTA, where all of a sudden NAFTA was signed, and all the jobs go away because it's incentivized to have your company offshores. You know what I mean? And it totally causes a descent in the value of your dollar and fucks everything out. Takes away the jobs. You couple that with the whole, yeah, you can't use your own resources there in the ground either. No, that's bad for the environment. So no more drilling, any of that shit. You can, however, take it from these guys who are across the sea, and you can get it shipped to you. Okay? Because that's better for the environment. Yeah, when every fucking gallon has to be shipped thousands of miles before you can even fucking use it. Oh yeah, that's better for the environment. You see what I'm saying? Where that's kind of like I know it's not ideal. Ideally, there would be some sort of hydrogen-based fuel system, which could be emerging, or nuclear even. All right, I'm not going to get into that too much. I mean, I'm not too well versed in that shit. But it seems plausible, all right? But right now, we're using the fucking gas, whether or not you like it or not. And right now, we're getting all that shit shipped from thousands of miles away across the fucking ocean. All right? Every goddamn gallon that you use comes from over there, nearly, right now. You see what I'm saying? Or a big percentage of it anyway. So, you're giving the control to whoever the hell's over there. All right? They're pulling this shit out of the desert. They're setting their prices. They're shipping it over here when we got it right on our fucking feet. You see what I'm saying? So when you couple the whole thing with the border, and then you add to it the whole gasoline thing and manufacturing thing and how they're all just gone, and it's slowly pulling apart the fabric of what makes a stable civilization. There's one more big thing. What was the other big thing? I mean, I shouldn't have to say more, you know? But whatever, I'll think about it later. I'll make another video on that. But when that's the other option, then whatever your thoughts are on sucking the thing out and chopping it to pieces or whatever and letting all the girls turn into whole bags, whatever your thoughts are on that, and if you don't believe me, come on. Look at any broad who's, I don't know, 20 years old, who went to public schools, who's 20 years old and up, who went to public schools, who went to college. Do you know how many dicks have been in that throat? You see what I'm saying here? A hell of a lot more than you think. And they shove weight, and the more that they indulge in that, the more unhealthy they become mentally and physically, reliant on antidepressants and all this other shit, and the more partners that they'll exponentially gain. And it's all partaking in the descent and pulling apart of the functioning civilization. Because unfortunately, we do need people to pair up. All right? And if you look at the numbers, these women, they're picking the top 10% of men. You know, so they're playing, what do you call it? The cock carousel with like 10% of men. And then they're not settling down. I mean, it's causing it's not going to be good. But that's even beside the point to an extent. If these factors are going on, then the future that we have to look forward to, if this shit continues, we got to keep getting the gas from across the fucking ocean. Yeah, we are not going to make anything here because we're not going to tax whatever the hell's coming in, and we're going to regulate here so that they can't. And we're going to say, well, you still can compete, only your arms are going to be tied behind your fucking back, and you're going to be competing with over there, the guys who have forced labor and all that. You know what I mean? If that's what's going on here, then there's not going to be a Shire anymore, Frodo. You see what I'm saying? And if there's not a shire anymore, then you're not going to be able to vote for that shit anyway. You see? That's not even going to be an option anymore. Nope. It's just going to be the fucking wild, wild west. With all these global corporations taking over, destroying the currency, destroying sustainable living, regulating the shit out of everything. The food's going to deplenish. The money's going to deplenish. It's going to break down into chaos. Do I care that much if that happens? Not really. I mean, I don't have children, you know? And I got a lot of boomsticks and some stirred away food. But I mean, I'd rather live comfortably, man. I'd rather just sit here and make videos, you know, and have value to my currency. You know, don't make me buy more silver and gold. I'll even buy some woke coin. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. But I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather worry about that less than worry about that more is what I'm saying. So that's why with this current election, if you have feelings over the whole sucking them out, and if you're like, yeah, I want that to be available for everyone based on our tax dollars, I want us all to pay for their problems and pay for their mistakes. You know, like, okay, fine, I can understand if that's how you feel. But the problem is that if it keeps going in that direction with that the current party who's advocating for that or whatever, then there's not going to be a shire anymore. All right, so you're not going to be able to vote for that anyway. So that's why this one is kind of key. I mean, isn't that shit kind of left up to the states right now anyway? Is it that big of a deal? But let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, if you guys will. Like this damn video. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. Become a patron if you want. Links in the description below. And listen, I'm sorry if some of you guys... Is that the right word? Should I apologize? I'm sorry if you don't agree with me, all right? I mean, I'm up for changing, all right? So change my fucking mind. If you have a better idea, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments, because some of you guys, you are willing to blabble on about whatever in the comments, and that's good, you know, because it gives me more shit to talk about, to be honest with you. And hell, maybe some guys change my mind if you do disagree with me. But to me, it just kind of, I mean, this shit is kind of like a no-brainer, you know, like this. This probably wasn't a thing before. This wasn't a thing like 15 years ago. Back then, even the libtards and the conservatives both knew that, yeah, you have to have a stable border. And they were like, yeah, you have to have some manufacturing. You have to be able to utilize your own fucking resources if you want to sustain as a civilization. You know what I mean? But now it's just not a thing anymore. Now it's like, no, we're not going to utilize any of our resources. No, we're not going to have any border protection. You know what I mean? No, we're not going to... We'll just keep buying our shit from China and just see how that goes. You think that they really just want to keep making their shit for us? You think that's the end game over there? Is they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to enslave my people and force them to keep making shit for the United States? You think that's the end game goal over there? Because what has that done? It's pulled it apart and it's deplenished our resources. The fact that they're sitting over there just making all the shit that we can buy, you know? While at the same time they're over there and they're building the hell up out of their military to where they almost have one of the most powerful ones in the world now. You think that's what they want to do? They're just like, oh yeah, you think they're stupid? Over there in that red dragon country, you know what I mean? That big ass one. You think they're just stupid? They're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to enslave my people and force them to keep making shit for fat Americans. If you think that's their end game over there, no, that military is getting big as fuck. I'm not worried about it. I'd rather be I'd like to be at peace with everything, with the world. But that's why right now, those are my thoughts on these matters, okay? Anyway, so use your head a little bit. I'm just fucking. I need to use my head, don't I? Yeah, I need to use my head. You're right. So let me know in the comments, how could I do that? But yeah, I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace be with you.